And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Los Angeles Rams and the Minnesota Vikings. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Double tight. Four down. Check.
And this first play will get him back to the 25, but that's going to be it. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Let's go. Way to go, D. Way to go, D. Over. New Mike.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Tight end right. Over.
He'll drop to throw. Going deep for Diggs. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
4 down.
Starting left here.
Motion.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Good job, D.
Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
Good stop. Double tight. 3 down. Watch out.
Maverick Walsh. 12.
Mike's 50.
To throw on 2nd down is gone.
Watch the pass.
That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there for L.A. 45 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
Mike's 5'4".
On 1st down, it's Gurley. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
tight, double tight. 3 down.
Maverick Walsh.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
4 down, 4 down.
Left tight end.
Goff on third down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sparks. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
Tight ends on the Ringo.
Harbaugh.
Hey,
Let's go.
3 down, 3 down.
Here we go. It's Gurley. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. So the decision to go for it turns out to be a good one. They get a couple of yards, and as a result, the drive keeps moving. It's now 1st and goal.
Strong right, strong right, strong right.
Tiger. Harbaugh.
3 down.
From the gun, here's Goff. This is caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
58's the mic. Check.
Super 1.
Check, nickel.
Shell.
Pick the edge.
Obama.
58.
Now Goff.
65.
He was trying to get it to Josh Malone, and it's 3rd and short.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3.
Here we go.
Can this Vikings D hold up one more time? 3rd and goal.
Tight left. 4 down.
We're good.
You go tight.
Orange.
Right there.
Tonight.
58, right over there. Yeah.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And he won't get to the markers. They're going to stop it for a second straight play right at the line of scrimmage.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
All right, now, lucky 56.
They go play action here on 1st down. Being chased out left. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd down. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
52's the mic, boys. 52.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Just like that.
He's got his tight end, Jake Bunt. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And they'll run it here. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Check it, hot read.
Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52. Detroit! Detroit! I'm on.
They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. Tried to get that one to Jake Bunt, and it's third down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Mike 54. Mike.
Back to throw here. Looking for strong, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37, and the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. He has been interception prone here in his rookie season. How patient can they be with him?
That is the key question, isn't it? A lot of it depends on the head coach, what type of defense you have, and just a general understanding of the makeup of him. But the bottom line is you posed a great question. Are they at the stage where they've run out of patience and now they get to demand production? Or do you continue to stay with him this way?
Crash!
Throw left side complete. It's Sparks. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a first down throw, gone. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
Here we go. Single. I got a single on the slot. Single on the slot.
We go, Salah. 180.
You mine, baby.
Five.
Gone. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Super. Hey, lift.
A shotgun snap for gone. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And out now come the Vikings. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Open man is Uzama. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll look to throw. And Diggs has it. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. First grab so far for Diggs. It's a first down.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Watch right there. I got wide.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Double tight. 4 down. Check.
Watch it now, Barney.
Kill.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this one's incomplete. Jake Butt, the tight end, his intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
We got 4.
Over.
Back to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nickel Roby-Coleman. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. What? Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's free yards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Hey, we got 3 down.
2nd and 10, Goff again. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Back.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Check 43.
Watch you now, Barney.
52 is the
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Open man, and that's his tight end, Jake Bunt. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards through the air and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Tight end right.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. There to make the tackle, Samson Abukum.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And a nice gain of 21 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Ohio. 4 down. Alert flare. Check 50.
He'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Run. That's it, baby.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this.
Watch the edge.
Over.
Now back to throw. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Aaron Donald in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Over.
They'll set up a throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Danny Trevathan. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
Here we go, Salat. 180.
Now it's Goff. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. Touchdown, L.A. Todd Gurley, 89 yards. And the Rams strike quickly here for 6 points. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll bring up a second down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Daniel Carlson now for the Viking field goal. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. Carlson able to put this one through. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So they're still down, but they are able to salvage 3 here heading into the lockers.
This is what you work on from the beginning of training camp. Heading into the half, put some points on the board. No matter what the score says at that point, you've accomplished what you set out to do.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Okay, well, so much for the halftime report here. Guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the third quarter. Let me spit this out. That'll be taken in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And the Rams now coming out on the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Tiger!
On first down, it's gone. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Sparks. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Strong
On first down, gone. Flush to his right. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Hey, we got tight right. 4 down, check.
Here's the option going left on second down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Well, one of the things you like about a zone read play that has an option component to it is that it gives you plenty of different ways to go. On this one, though, I'm not sure they chose the right one. Maybe they should have pitched it out on this one because that play was absolutely swallowed up.
Shell. He's coming.
On third down, they'll run it with Gurley. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney.
They'll look to throw here on first down. High throw, but the catch is made. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march.
No.
They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Kill.
Over.
No, check this.
They'll look to throw now on first down. The left side caught by Diggs. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Get ready. Check 52.
Over.
Where's 52?
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking downfield for Jones. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Marvin Jones, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will shrink to 6. Carlson now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Goff. Forced out to his left. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
That one goes for 24 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And they'll go on the ground. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Over!
Five down. Stand up in.
He'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
That's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play.
Stand up in.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The kick by Carlson is good. And the lead is back down to 3 here at 16-13. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their 38.
Four down.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. And that one's complete to Gurley. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 23 yards on the play.
Showing eight. Showing eight.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point, just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On the counter, Gurley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
We go Salah. Black 20.
3 down.
Black 20.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And that last penalty makes this 3rd down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5.
Hey, 4 down.
Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10.
Tight end right. Tight end right.
Now Goff on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Sparks. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
That's where you belong.
The Rams on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7.
12.
Now Goff. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden, they're down.
We got double tight. Double tight.
Ohio.
4 down. Watch 14.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. He finds an opening past the 40. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Two tights. Hey.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That's it.
All day, baby, all day.
Check.
Over.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. It's complete to Diggs.
Okay,
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They're going to look to throw. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Tight ends on the loose.
Gun. Watch you now, Barney.
4 down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
Watch you now, Barney.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Odd. 5 down.
He'll get it up the middle, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Nick Bawden, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And if the Vikings can take care of business on the extra point, they will have the lead. A very important extra point there, up and good, and they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Carlson now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And the Rams getting set to go now. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. 4 down, 4 down. Check, check.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
All right. Come on now.
Tight end right. Tight end right. We got 4. We got 4.
On 2nd down, here's Goff. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. Goff now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now, hold on a second. Why would they decline that? Charles?
I don't have a good answer for you, but let's work the math here a little bit. If you take the penalty, you get 5 yards. Minimum.
You're in the positive in the yardage, and you get to rerun the down you just had.
I like that. I like that little extra on top of the whole thing. This makes 0 sense.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Shift. Watch the shift.
Hey, Shell.
Another carry now for Gurley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Run to the ball. We got a runner. Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Tight end's Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo.
Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
Back to throw. And this one is incomplete. Robert Woods, former USC man, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
The Rams on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Goff and his guys not coming off the field. They're going
14.
for this.
14. Listen. Alf, we go.
Desperation time for Goff on 4th. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They're up by 1. They have the football. The key here, just don't do anything silly, right, Charles?
That's exactly right. And you know, all the admonitions as they ran out there. Take care of the ball. Secure everything. Be tight in everything that you do. No let up. No crazy plays. And they can go home with a victory.
Let's see here if they can do all those things and hang on to this victory. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. As they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Tight, guys. Double tight. Hey, 4 down. 4 down. Hot.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. And the Rams are going to go ahead and take another timeout. as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. The Vikings on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. They'll set up to throw. Open man, and that's his tight end, Jake Butt. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.